Roger Stone here. Every day you wait, your money loses value, but gold and silver don't follow those same rules. American Sovereign Bullion gives you access to a nationwide wholesaler network, helping you secure aggressive pricing on real physical metals. Call 844-272-2428 now to get your free gold and silver guide to learn how to protect your wealth with physical gold and silver, delivered right to your door or with a gold IRA. Visit asbgold.com. That's asbgold.com for your free gold and silver guide today.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Here he is, the very talented and brilliant Charlie Gasparino. Charlie, welcome back, buddy. How are you?
I didn't know there was a hip-hop high school. I mean, that's a new invention, isn't it?
It's not open yet. I guess it opens in the fall. And again, like I said, don't complain that our kids are morons and not getting math and science scores when they're going to be learning about digital underground and, you know, I mean.
Do you remember, hey, Sid, do you remember the Big Duke rap?
No, what was that?
It was a rap that mimicked John Wayne's voice. It was called the Big Duke rap.
Big Duke rap.
Now, you have to be talented to come up with that. That's genius stuff.
I guess. And I like some rap songs, not much, most, but I don't like because it's, you know, it's the only place where they say the N-word time and time again. It's okay. It's okay for them to say it. And it's in just about every song 100 times. And they still treat women like garbage and cops like garbage. Still, that hasn't changed in 20 years. So I'm not a big fan of the whole genre. There's a couple of decent songs, but my God, that's a school coming to New York. That's what we're excited about. In the meantime, all of our millionaires and billionaires want to get the hell out of here because the mayor is a moron, a complete moron. And what's going on with Ken Griffin, Charlie Gasparino, is there any way to make a logical explanation for the mayor?
No, I mean, it was a stupid stunt. Listen, I want to say this, Sid. I don't wake up in the morning, saying I got to defend billionaires. It's just not my DNA as a son of a union iron worker.
But hold on. At the same time, you don't wake up in the morning saying, I need to find a way to thrash billionaires.
Well, that's the whole point, and that's my point. My point is we need these people because they pay a lot of taxes. Believe it or not, Ken Griffin doesn't live in the city, right? So he owns a penthouse where he pays a lot of property tax, by the way, and doesn't use any services. So just think of the illogic of what he did. On top of that, we should be demonizing them. I mean, again, they keep the lights on in this city that, if you listen to Zohran Mamdani, it just shows you how stupid he is and how stupid people are who voted for him. He makes it sound like this was like rapacious capitalism before he got into office. New York City has got the biggest welfare state out there. I mean, it has you have free health care to the indigent. You have obviously rent control. You have all these subsidies. If you're poor in this city, you do pretty well. You do okay. If you're a migrant and you come to the city, if you're an illegal alien, you do okay too because you probably get a debit card on top of your free health care and everything. If you're working class, middle class, it's tough. I get it, but it's tough because of the system is so expensive. To run this type of welfare state that transfers wealth to very poor people and including imported poor people, it costs a lot of money. The main people who pay that are the rich billionaires. They pay it through corporate taxes. They pay it through high property taxes, and to chase them out is the height of stupidity. It was also like horrendous, just optically bad. We live in a very sick society right now, particularly with left-wing violence. I mean, we have left-wingers, basically trying to assassinate people like the president and assassinating people like the United Healthcare CEO. To put a target on Ken Griffin is just so outrageous. I mean, it just made me sick watching that thing. So I think he should be. I can't believe he's not castigated more every day in the New York Times for that. I mean, literally telling. I mean, just doing that stunt was just so reckless. It's beyond the pale, I think.
New York Times will never go against Mamdani. They never do. But, on top of this Ken Griffin debacle with Citadel and the $6 billion business venture he wants to do right around the corner here on 350 Park Avenue, is this second home tax. I don't pronounce it that French way. How do you say it? The Pierre, who cares? It's stupid.
I think it's called Pierre.
Whatever. Well, I'm from Brooklyn. I'm not from Paris, okay? It's a second home tax. For some reason, people who have succeeded in this country and they're able to afford a second home, again, they're being punished. People say to me, Sid, you're a moron. You don't get it. It's not about punishing people who are successful. Well, what is it then? I don't get it. I've got a second home. I've worked hard enough to get that. And if it's worth over $5 million, I've done really, really well. You're going to tax me more. I don't know, Charlie. Sounds like a punishment to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's also stupid because apparently it's not going to raise that much money. You're just going to piss these guys off. The amount of money it raises, I saw the estimates like $400 million on a $127 billion budget. That's like a drop in the bucket, considering just all the stuff you have to, all the strife you're causing. And on top of that, they can challenge that tax. I mean, I think they're doing it on the assessed value and not what you paid for it. So people could challenge it. They might be years before they get the money from this thing. So it's clearly a stunt. By the way, it's not just Mamdani. It's that idiot in Albany that proposed this, and he's just taken it to another level. And it's a waste of money, and it's a waste of time. Right now, we should be looking for ways to cut taxes in this city because business creation is so horrendous. People are not creating businesses in the city. And one other thing, Sid, if you look at our population increases, most of it is from immigration, and we're importing labor at a time when we just don't need labor. And some of these immigrants are coming here illegally as well. So we are literally importing to the city the world's poor, while the middle class, the upper middle class, everybody that pays taxes are looking to leave. I mean, that is if that's not a recipe for disaster and bankruptcy in the future, I don't know what is.
So tell me this then, Charlie Gasparino, because you're as good as this, if not better than anybody. There's got to be a reason why there are still wealthy people here. John Katsimatidis will join me next hour. He's still here. Now, the easy answer is, well, my kids are here. My businesses are here. So I'm still here. Bill O'Reilly to a lesser extent. Tell me what we do right in this city or this state that would keep somebody of that ilk here.
Well, Wall Street is still here. I mean, J.P. Morgan has its headquarters. But here's the problem. And we do have good hospitals here. NYU Langone is, that's my hospital. By the way, I know everybody at that hospital. I had prostate cancer, Sid. I didn't have to pull one string to get great treatment. Yeah. That's how good
Thank God you're okay. And you're right. Yeah. I use NYU Langone as well, and Dr. Mark Siegel is a dear friend of mine. But, by the way, just I want to get back to what's good here, but even if you die, God forbid you die, in this state, they're making it so expensive you can't even die here.
That's true. Now, but here's what people are doing, and people forget this. People or they're not taking this into account. They are New Yorkers are moving, buying stuff in Florida, staying there like half the year plus one, and they keep their place here because they don't want to totally move out. They still want to tap in to the healthcare system in particular. I know this for a fact because I know a lot of rich people who like the fact that their doctors here. We have good hospitals here. By the way, hospitals are getting better throughout the country as well as you get.
No, they are. But what's funny about what you just said, I was talking to Sean Hannity about this. So every time I talk to Sean, which is pretty often,
and he's down there,
and he's down there, and he says to me, "Sid, you're an idiot." I go, he actually says that. I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You're still there." He goes, I guarantee you, Sid, there's a radio station in Florida that would love to have you. I promise you that's the case. At the very least, have your boss set you up in Florida. Why are you still there? I said, well, I'm considering doing what a lot of New Yorkers are doing, which is I lived in Boca for 16 years. Let me go back and spend half plus one. He goes, Sid, that doesn't work. He said, when you do that, they come after you for taxes like you wouldn't believe. So Hannity at least said to me more than once, if that's the route which you want to go, it is fraught with peril.
Well, it is. You have to really keep track of when you're down there. I mean, you have to have documentary evidence, but the law is the law. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to, and they are pains in the asses here, and trust me. And you know what? They will focus on people like you and me, because we are outspoken, right of center,
handsome, very handsome.
And good looking,
right?
So of course, Kathy Hochul hates us, So I mean, when you put all that together, of course, we got a target on our backs. But the law is the law. Just keep good records. I know people that do this all the time, and they come up here for their health care and everything. And by the way, Sid, there are good things about New York. When I'm not here, I miss it. Trust me. However, when you make it this difficult, you have to. It becomes a cost-benefit analysis. When you can get good Italian food anywhere in the country,
very good point.
You can now.
Of course,
you don't have to be
up
here for this stuff.
No.
77 WABC and Bergen Newbridge Medical Center honor the life of legendary broadcaster and our friend, Ernie Anastas.
Hi, it's Ernie Anastas. Your thoughts can affect how you feel. Bergen Newbridge Medical Center is the largest hospital in New Jersey, providing comprehensive, equitable, compassionate, and high-quality emergency inpatient and outpatient medical care, plus mental health services and substance use disorder treatment. The Bergen Newbridge team can address your total health needs in one convenient location. Call 201-225-7130 for an appointment or newbridgehealth.org.